Well. We got a rock. And its name is Rock. And it came on a ship named Ship. YA novelists have no business ever writing Star Wars. Let's go ahead and get to it. My name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin, and I'm going to commit Sudoku with this lightsaber.
Please don't. Because we have a show to do. Because it's time for Micah and The Hatman. Alright. So, Hatman. The practice.
Yes.
Why did you watch a show about lawyers?
Yep. Because I am almost certainly going to be starting a paralegal certification program in the next couple of months, and possibly going to, or at least attempting to go to law school beyond that, because fuck it at this point. My English degree ain't doing me no goddamn good. But anyway, also I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to watch good lawyer shows, because I watched the trial of the Chicago 7 and it was stupid and I hated it. And so I wanted to watch something decent. So I watched other courtroom dramas like A Time to Kill, which can be summed up with, yes, they deserve to die and I hope they burn in hell. And then this, which started out good, but then kind of devolved into silliness. This show flew completely under my radar back in the 90s. Apparently it was good enough to win an Emmy.
Really?
Apparently so. And they had a crossover with Ally McBeal, which
I
didn't even realize. Yeah, I did not realize that. I remember Ally McBeal in the 90s.
Right.
I remember that. I don't remember the practice. So this is like totally new fucking territory for me. This, it feels like something out of a time capsule. And the show is generally okay. I don't know if I could say passable. It's beyond passable. It is good. Some episodes obviously worse than others. The characters are actually kind of complex, because you can go from really liking them one moment to thinking that they're the biggest asshole ever the next. So you're not necessarily supposed to root for them, because they all have, multiple layers to them. Like, for example, these lawyers take on drug clients. They take on people who are very obviously guilty of what they've been accused of doing. And yet it is their job to give them a fucking defense. And there's multiple episodes where they say, like, yes, the reason why, we are going to defend this obvious rapist and fucking eviscerate their victim on the stand when we go to cross-examine them is because it is our job to provide a rigorous defense to someone, so that if the state, wants to charge them with whatever, that they're doing their job. It's presented in a way that we do bad things so that we can ensure the justice system works. But sometimes it shows that, the justice system doesn't fucking work. And that's interesting. That's cool. But at the same time, it goes to silly places. Like, for example, a dude dressing up as a nun and stabbing women who won't sleep with him or won't date him. And, he's presented as this, sympathetic character at first. And then, oh my God, like, I feel like if you
That
did
sounds
that
like
shit
half the
today,
Spurgs that hate our guts.
well, beyond that, I feel like if you did that shit today, like there would be talk of incel culture all in that shit.
Probably.
It's like I said, it feels like something out of a fucking time capsule because it's so different. Not so different from what we're dealing with today. It's just some of the social topics and just general, themes that are brought up. You would not be able to discuss them in the same kind of context today because they would have to be, under some kind of fucking critical theory.
Yeah.
Critical feminist, queer theory lens.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's really weird in that regard. I don't hate it, but I'm about towards the end of season 4, and I think there's 8 seasons total. And yeah, it is kind of getting ridiculous, like, more and more crazy shit. It goes from a guy peeping on one of the girls that works in the firm to there's this dude who just got out of prison and kidnaps the main lawyer dude and tries to kill him because he thought that he didn't get a fair trial. It gets pretty fucking crazy. So yeah, I don't know if this gets a thumbs up or a thumbs down, but at least the first season is pretty nice.
So instead of a thumbs up or thumbs down, it just gets a...
It gets a shrug.
Yeah.
It gets a shrug.
That's going to have to be our ratings from now on. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or...
Yeah.
So, all right. Time for my pick of the week. So, I got some manga.
Ooh.
It's a very large one. From my friend Liam. And is now former artist Odie. So, now wait, we gotta do something. So there are some Spurgs that remind me of the type of people that would dress like nuns and murder people because they're all psychos and morons who are obsessed with people who are more successful than they are. Base your entire life on hating people more successful. I imagine that'll take you really far. But is this a book? Is this a book? Or is it just a picture of a book? Well, let's see. Looks like there's pages. There's pages. It's a book. It's real. I was told this wasn't going to exist. I was told that I was an idiot for supporting Liam as long as I have and being his friend and all this other stuff. I was told that nobody would ever want to work with me again because of my, association with Liam, which that ended up being really bullshit. So on and so forth. So yes, book exists. I got it. I got mine completely undamaged, though the book was in the box was in shambles. So,
damn.
Yeah. So I've already talked with Liam, like, dude, you really need to rethink like shipping from Australia, because we compared the prices, and he can actually, oddly enough, the company he is working with to get the shipping done. They are cheaper than printing and shipping here in the U.S., but shit could have gotten mangled a lot worse. And the Australian Postal Service botched the shipping of these books. So, yeah. It sucks. So, that's something that I've already talked with him about. It's like, dude, you can't do that. Like, you gotta have somebody here in America do it, because I said, like, Hatman and I could do it for you. Throw us some pizza money, and me a ticket to North Carolina, and we'll eat pizza and ship your books for you. And they'll be in Geminis, so they'll be protected.
Yeah, we have plenty of Geminis to go around.
Yeah, and we can order new ones for dirt cheap. So, regardless, though, Xenotype, the book has a little bit thicker pages. This is about an 80-pound print, or 80-pound page weight with a 110-pound cover weight, so it's a little thicker page-wise than Inglewood is. So when you're flipping through the book, it's a little stiff. But the quality of the print actually came out really well. Like, the colors still pop really well and all that sort of stuff. It's not gloss finish or anything like what we did, but he didn't really have the option. But anyway, to get to the specifics of the book, I mean, Odie's art is fantastic. Spartan Scotsman is... Scotsman's a fantastic colorist. He's really, really fucking good. The one thing I would say that is interesting about this book is you can kind of tell that Liam and I, we're good friends, but we definitely have different writing philosophies. But I think that comes from who taught him how to write, which I don't know if he's ever shared in public. I know who it is, and if he does say it in public, you guys are going to be like, oh shit. This explains a lot. The one thing that Liam does that I don't is Liam will decompress. Because one reason that people decompress is to highlight their artists. And that's basically the reason that he does so, is to highlight Odie's art. Which Odie is a shithead, but he's very talented. He's just a diva, you know. So the fact of the matter is that overall quality, the book's very well written. Even though it is decompressed, it still is a good pace. Liam was going for a shonen pace and feel with a seinen level of maturity. So, it's gory as fuck. It's basically like, there's parts of this it's like Xenocyber level gore. Which I love.
Shit.
Yeah, the Xenopunk genre that exists in anime was very big in the 90s. You know, Xenocyber, Biohunter, Demon City Shinjuku, like, all of those, like, gory early 90s anime. Like, that was the big thing. But the thing about a lot of those stories is they were never really very well written. You know, they were just, like, it was sort of just more of a feast for the eyes, because a lot of them were really well animated. So, what this does is it takes that tradition of having that great art and all of the gore and violence and all that other shit, and instead puts a good story to it. A story that's easy to follow and a lot of fun to read, honestly. Especially because it's really just one big fight scene from beginning to end. But it's a very well-paced fight scene. It has an ebb and flow to it. That if you're going to have a long, drawn-out fight, this is how you should do it. And it's a really good origin story for a new superhero on top of it. Because you're basically seeing everything that turns Felix into Esper unfold in front of you and what creates it. Now, you don't understand the whys yet, which, as I understand, that will be coming later. Because I'm talking with Liam to get this back 100% in his hands. But why Felix is the way he is would come later on. Because, you know, Liam has also written another side story called Xenotype Pursuit, which you can actually read for free on Medibang right now. All you have to do is just go to medibang.com and search it. So, needless to say, though, this is a book that really feels almost like a spiritual successor to Guyver in a lot of ways. It feels like a spiritual successor, really just to the Xenopunk genre in general. And it's a worthy successor, in my opinion, because it's doing everything that they were able to do already. It takes that foundation that those already built and then builds on top of it with stronger narrative and a much more engrossing world, in my opinion. You know, the world building's very good here, especially the opening parts where you get to see what Black Diamond is doing and their leader Mao and what he's capable, and how he keeps his people in check. So I am hoping that we're able to do more Xenotype stuff in the future. Main reason also being is that Liam has actually talked to me about writing a Xenotype side story at some point. So, and I'm already doing some writing for him on a character that we co-created. That I'm really looking forward to you guys seeing as well. That will actually probably be my first book of the year. Will be that book, and then we'll go from there. But anyway, so let's read a couple donations real quick. Damos throws in $7, donating to the cringe count. Fair enough. Chaos Sonic throws in $1 and says, there was a sale at Hobby Lobby on Gunpla. I got the RX-78-2 1/44th scale Pokemon model kits of Eevee, so Hatman, that's for you. Pikachu, Mewtwo, and Rayquaza. Also, if you want a Blastoise figure, look out Pokemon D-Art's Blastoise action figure. I'll have to look that up, yeah. And then Servant throws in $1.
Wait, what? Hold on, no. The D-Art's Blastoise was at fucking Hobby Lobby?
Apparently.
I've been looking for that motherfucker for the longest goddamn time.
Well,
I need to fucking go to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, I was about to say, stop at Hobby Lobby, tell me what you find. And then Servant throws in $1 and says, on more the note of supporting Micah, join his private Discord server, $1 or $5 monthly donation. You can see Mecha Mondays, talk to him and others, and see movies like John Wick 2 next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central and more. Couldn't have written a better advertisement myself. So needless to say, if you back Xenotype and you haven't got it yet, or you haven't read it yet, trust me when I tell you this will be a very enjoyable read. I read it in one sitting. And trust me when I tell you, like with graphic novels, that doesn't usually happen with me. Usually, I'll say, yeah, this is good. And with a lot of people that I've supported over the last few years, it's like, for their first graphic novel by themselves, this is good. But I'm not like leaping from the high heavens. You can tell that Liam is seasoned when you're reading this. You can tell that he is. Very Shakespearean inspired writer. It's very old school, you know. And again, when you find out, if he ever reveals in public who taught him, you'll be like, oh shit. I will say this to figure it out. If you want to figure out who it is, the person who taught him is in the special thanks of the book. So, that is a good one. Another one that I will be discussing in the near future that I also read in one sitting that was really good is from my buddy Brian. Six Gun Gorilla. Not going to review it here today, but this book is fucking fantastic. So if you haven't, I will have Brian on Sleepless Comics at some point when I bring that show back, when I'm in the mood to promote shit. Brian will be coming on. We'll be having a long talk because I really, really dig what he's doing. Not to mention he's working with Preston on a couple of projects as well. So, of course, I want Preston to continue to do better because he's my friend, you know. And, of course, you know, Preston and I have a blast working with each other, so we like to help each other out, too. So, not to mention I sold a lot of copies of Doc Salem. So, all right. Real quick, let's read some donations and we'll move on to our first topic of the day. Because we got a big one in here, I think. Sister Pex throws in $25, says, because you need more Klondike bars in your life and Xenotype is that deal. I'm on keto again. So if they make them in sugar-free, I can have Klondike bars still. I will have to look and see. We will find out. So, topic 1 of the day. Star Wars. Ship and rock. Yes. First off, I don't know why a Star Wars YA novel exists.
For the kids. Because Star Wars is a series about space wizards intended for children.
Oh, hey, they do make sugar-free Klondike bars. Victory. I'm gonna get some food in the morning. So, anywho, I'm actually gonna pop one of these in my mouth real quick because I'm starting to get that sugar jonesing. Yeah. Excuse me. Anyway, so yes, so a YA novel is starring a POC main character, and her ship is called Ship. It's called Vessel. It's a vessel called Vessel. So it's basically a ship called Ship. And her co-pilot, Navigator, is a rock called Geode. So basically a rock called Rock.
What? They could... Oh my god.
So think of the legacy of, pilots and co-pilots and stuff that you get in, Star Wars. You got Han and Chewbacca. You've got Karth and T7. Or Karth and Hanhar. Who would have been the other co-pilot on... Well, actually, no, the co-pilot of the... why am I forgetting the ship from Knights of the Old Republic? Oh god, I forgot the name of the ship. The Ebon Hawk. The co-pilot of the Ebon Hawk was Bastila. So you got a Jedi there. And then you have, of course... Well, actually, oddly enough, the Ebon Hawk did not have a co-pilot when the Exile had it. It was just Atten Rand who was piloting it. So you got Atten Rand, and now you got this shit.
POC, people of concrete.
Why is that funny? What the fuck? Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, shit. Yeah, this is fucking dumb.
Yeah, to say the least, it's fucking dumb. I mean, there are interesting ways to do rock people because,
Korg.
Fucking Marvel's got them.
Yeah, the Stone Men of Saturn. Ben Grimm.
Yep. But,
Piss off, Ghost.
We get fucking a Geodude by another name.
Well, it's not even a Geodude. Like, a actual Geodude would have been an improvement over this. This is just a slab.
Yes.
It is a rock slab as a co-pilot. I would hope that, the irony of it, at the end of it, it's revealed that the pilot is actually someone, in a galactic insane asylum. Who is just talking to their wall and thinks that they're traveling the galaxy. Yeah. But that would be intelligent writing. So yeah. Needless to say, this is where Star Wars is at right now. Jesus tap dancing Christ. Real quick, we're getting donations in now. Chaos Sonic throws in $1, says, "Sorry, Hatman, didn't mean D-Arts Blastoise. It's not at Hobby Lobby. If you want to find it, I found it at Toy Wiz, and it costs $300 there. P.S. It's a boulder, not a rock." So Monday Matt put it there.
Oh.
Let's see here. Servant throws in a buck and says, "Someone make an intro to a remix of George of the Jungle. It'll be more entertaining than this trash." Oof. Well, especially if you're talking about the live action version.
Oh no. DRX Blastoise is $300 at Toy Wiz.
Oh yeah, it's like it's like super detailed Blastoise toy.
It's fucking awesome.
Yes,
like,
it is.
I wanted to buy it when it was still $100 a couple years back, but I just never got around to it.
According to Chaos Sonic 3, he threw in another buck. On Amazon, it's $130. Let's see here. Damos throws in another buck. Say what you will about Lucas, but at least he made up unique names for his series. I mean, even if it meant calling musicians jizz whalers. Yes, really. Kennedy and her cult can't even come up with unique names for generic ideas like fucking rocks. Well, this is for the Twitterati. This is not for actual Star Wars fans, which is why it's such a great thing to mock, because it's like, we know it's not for us, and the fact you're not appealing to us, we're just gonna laugh at you because this is just so stupid. So thank you for the free content on YouTube, basically. Because here's the thing, and I want people to understand this, because I have kind of an inside track on this. Content creators who are Star Wars fans that have basically made it an industry to whine about Star Wars, and I don't mean to be an asshole when I say whine. You guys know what I mean. Complain about. They've made it its own industry, right? They're laughing all the way to the bank every time that Star Wars fucks up, because like, we are gonna have so much fun laughing at this, and that is, of course, in my opinion, like the best way to kind of look at it is like, don't cry about it, laugh at it, mock it. Because then you can at least have some fun and make some super chat money, right? So, and by the way, I'm not going to hold that against them. It's like, there's several ways to make a living. As long as you're not taking something in the ass, you're doing all right. Let's see here. SGD donates $1.29 Australian, says, "The living rock is called Geode because they can't otherwise pronounce his name. I'm sorry, but that's like me walking up to a random African and naming him basketball." Oof! Damn! Stone cold Aussie right there. I love it. Another Aussie that doesn't hate me. I can count them on my hand. 420 Gunny throws in $3, says, "See, you never saw shit writing like this back when Dark Horse was in charge of Star Wars. Marvel sucks more dick than a $5 hooker giving half off at happy hour." Damn. This isn't through Marvel, though. This is just a YA novel.
Y'all are savage tonight.
I know, right? And then Dameless throws in another buck, says, "If Star Wars brought in that boulder with Gordon, the big engine's face from Thomas the Tank Engine, I might be interested in this." Damn. We have a pretty savage audience. People say I'm mean. Let my chat get their hands on you. You know? Like, go back... To those of you out there, the Spurgs, that think I'm mean, go back to the live stream I did about Hero Shack. Who is an idiot shaving his head for $500. Dude, unless people are making you $35,000, keep your hair. Piece of professional advice.
Yep.
Not that I have much left. But look at the chat in that fucking stream. They lit him up worse than I did. So yeah. Yeah. I'm nice compared to whenever you cross people that are in my audience. They'll let you have it. So, which then again, and I've told this to people, audiences like ours have already been jilted by the mainstream. They're going to hold you accountable. And if you're trying to pull some bullshit on them, you're going to get called out for it. It's an honesty that you're not going to get anywhere else. All right, we got to run through these next two topics really quickly. So, Amazon is apparently banning books now. Specifically ones that are critical of anything LGBT-oriented, especially if you say that transgenderism is a mental disorder. Here's the problem. It is.
So you can't buy the DSM on Amazon anymore?
No. There are several psychological journals and books that criticize transgenderism because it is a mental illness. People with transgenderism will tell you it is a mental illness. I mean, for fuck's sake, do I have to get Sophia Narwitz on here to kind of outline this for people? Or Blair White? You know? I can do that if need be. Because for fuck's sake, it is. And by the way, the people that I know that are transgender, Iron Liz is another person that I know, like, they'll tell you, my head's not right. And I'm doing this and I went through transition because it makes life that much easier. And even though I don't agree with everything that they do, because y'all know I don't, speaking as somebody with a mental illness of his own, my anxiety issues, I get it. I get it. I don't agree, but I get why, if it makes any sense. But here's the thing. For the sake of science and understanding why we have these problems, banning these books is ridiculous. People should be able to purchase them. And because here's the problem, is that it's discouraging, in my opinion, discourages research, which is anti-science. The second thing is this comes across like the canary in the coal mine. Because what if it just starts out with people that, like, books that are critical of it, and then starts moving to authors that are critical of it? Well, then most right-wing authors are going to get their shit delisted. And I say this as somebody who is interested in possibly selling comics on Amazon in the future. Because they do a lot of things for people who would be interested in producing their own books. A lot. They go out of their way to make the process that much easier for authors. When you do this sort of shit as the people that want to sell shit, I lose interest. Because all of a sudden, my opinions on politics that are unrelated to the book itself could be up for you using as an excuse for me to lose business. This to me screams canary in the coal mine. Because of all the things to take a stand on, there are less than 1 million transgender people in the United States. And what's our population at now, Hatman?
350 mil, I think.
Yeah, 350 million. So less than 1/350th of that is transgender.
Nope, we're not at 350 million yet. We're about 330.
330. So
but still,
1/330th. That is not a big number. That's a very small number. What are we gonna do? Like, Jesus tap dancing Christ, man. You have to understand that if you start just banning this shit, you ban discussion. And then, again, where is it going to end? I'm not arguing slippery slope, by the way. I'm arguing chilling effect.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not assuming that all of a sudden everybody's going to be banned. What I am assuming is that they're going to start seeing how far they can get before the canary starts calling. If I'm a little yellow bird today, I'm screaming my fucking head off because Jesus tap dancing Christ, this is ridiculous. All right, real quick, a couple donations. Let's see here. Hardboiled throws in a buck and says, "Rock co-pilot. What's next? Space Bunny Rabbit pilot." Ever heard of Bucky O'Hare? Well, he was the pilot, but anyway. I remember Bucky O'Hare. Chaos Sonic throws in a buck and says, "Banning books is the biggest example of the Streisand effect. Case in point, the banned Dr. Seuss books. Now they're a must-have. I can't even find it in the library, and it's not banned there." There you go. All right. Final topic. Man, leave Vic Mignona alone for the good lord.
What the hell are they doing now?
Apparently another con has, like, banned him from it. Because somebody made an accusation and they've never fucking met the guy. Let me just say this right now. I am fully aware that Vic's lawsuit is still in the appeals process. I haven't seen it updated on a while. Though I have a feeling once there is one, Nick Rekieta will probably stream about it. Because, of course, there's nobody who has been more invested in trying to help Vic than Nick Rekieta. Aside from Tug and Yellow Flash, from the guys that I know, anyway. Because I know Nick, too. One thing that was stated in the court documents about when the case was when Vic's lawsuit was dismissed, the reason it was dismissed, and this was the judge's logic, is that the people involved that he was suing did not do substantial financial damage to Vic. Now, I completely disagree with that, but that was the reason he dismissed it. What he said in his decision was that there was not significant evidence to prove any of the claims from the people who were making these accusations about him were true. Meaning, Ron Toye and everybody else involved that was spreading this shit were fucking lying about it. They couldn't prove the case. There was no evidence.
Mm-hmm.
At the very best, I'm willing to give them a he said, she said. But even then, it screams to me of the wolf who or the boy who cried rape. But one thing I noticed from the outlets that covered the dismissal. Also, hey Piper, I just saw that she's here. From the places that that talked about the dismissal, they put the fact that there was what the judge's opinion on the accusations was at the very bottom of the article. One thing I can tell you,
of course they did.
In news reporting, that's the part people usually don't get to.
Mm-hmm.
The sad thing is that people
it's
usually
called burying the lead.
Yes, exactly, and that's what they did. You know, people usually only read the whole thing whenever it's an op-ed. Let's be honest, and that's a big if. Usually they just look for the saucy bits. I would know I'm an op-ed writer.
Yep.
Or columnist, as I like to say. Columnist sounds better, I think.
It does, yeah.
So, at the risk of getting banned from Twitter again, this is retarded.
Yeah, there you go.
So, as I will say, leave the man alone, for God's sake. There's no evidence he ever did anything. He's never going to hurt you. He's probably one, from what I have heard from people who know him, that have spoken to me about it, some that are in my Discord server, he is one of the sweetest guys you'll ever meet. So yeah. Fucking ridiculous. We should have him narrate a trailer for one of our comics. I think we should make that happen. Chat, what do you think? Let me know.
It'd probably be expensive.
Might be worth it. Because I like Vic. I think he's a great voice actor.
If we can get the money, I don't see why not.
Alright. Let's read some donations and we'll start on Q&A. Chaos Summon guy throws in a buck, says, not only did the asshole not meet Vic, the guy who accused it is also the one that was sexually harassing girls to the point he had to nuke his own Discord on that shit to hide it, and yet the con banned Vic anyway. Yeah. Do not give in to these psychos. Piper's actually a good example of how to do it right. Because people got fucking ass mad that I was co-hosting Graded because Optimus had an emergency he had to take care of. I wasn't even, like, the host. It was Xavier who was doing it. I was just there as backup. You know? Substitute robot. When, under duress, I can become a Gundam. So, now we need a Gorilla Gundam. But anyway, people got mad at Piper for me being there. She's like, fuck off. He's our friend. We're gonna have him on. That's how you handle these psychos. Tell them to fuck off. It's that simple. I feel threatened by this person. Okay, well, go watch something else. And if that's not enough, go play a new game called Hide and Go Fuck Yourself. See, it was that easy! Like Rocker Rocket says in the chat, never let the crazies run the asylum. Alright. Time to get to the Q&A. Starting with the Discord server. Not the last one wants to know. From a conversation I had with someone about localization and licensing, apparently Netflix works exclusively with a company that oversees scripts, and in cases dubbing work for foreign shows. Since I learned this information a while ago, I wonder if it would be possible for companies to have behind-the-scenes knowledge readily available for consumers, or is that an impossibly? Your thoughts? I mean, it's possible. I can't really say. I don't know if it's ever going to be readily available for consumers, but I can't discount the possibility. And one of the people that's actually my Discord server just confirmed that she knows Vic and he's a total sweetheart. And I believe it. He has done so many good things for people. Stood up for Christians, but also stood up for anime fans. Two other Christians. A move that's not popular among the fundies, guys. But he did it anyway because it was the right thing to do. That's part of the reason that I've defended him as long as I have. You know? Maybe not to the fervor that other people would like me to, but I'm in the I stand with Vic court. Trust me.
Yeah.
Diva Night Rose wants to know, what are my thoughts on, or what are our thoughts? I don't know if you've played this either. On Drakengard 3. Personally, I love the sad but unique story, the over-the-top characters and amazing music, but I can't get over the frame rate, and it being the major reason why I'm uncertain about buying my own copy of the game. I never played the third one. I played the first. And I like Yoko Taro. I really like Nier Automata, even though I haven't finished it yet. What I have played of it was really good. Not just because of dad ass, but it actually does have really good gameplay and a cool story. If something's inspired by Nietzsche, I'll get curious about it at some point. That's why I'm actually looking at possibly going back and playing Xenosaga. I will need somebody to talk to while I play it, though. So I might conscript Xavier for that. But, I don't know if he's played them. But regardless, I never played the third one. What I remember about the first one was it was fucking depressing, but I do like dark stuff. It was pretty good. The one thing I hated about it, I didn't like the music of the first game. Because there's this one, because the rest of it was kind of nondescript. There's a level in the desert, and anybody who plays Drakengard might remember this, where the music in the background, it sounds like the choir is singing "Hail the Coffee Pot," "Coffee, coffee for you," over and over again. And I'm like, this is annoying. This is really fucking annoying. So yeah, it's a, I've never played the third one, but if it's got frame rate issues, I probably wouldn't like it that much. Holy Ninja wants to know, have you looked on spoilers for Neon Genesis Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon a Time yet, or are you waiting for the American release? And A Partridge in a Pear Tree.
We were just talking about that in between shows.
Yeah, and the answer is I'm going to wait for the English. And I have not spoiled myself on it yet.
So, I did have some things spoiled for me, which I will not repeat.
Please don't.
But yeah, it seems like it's still going down the crazy route that 3.0 was. But yeah, I really, really want to fucking watch it. Like at this point, I would settle for a fucking cam rip because what I have seen is just holy fuck. I want to see it with my own eyes.
I just wish that the twist was it's actually a Super Robot Wars movie series, and just in the middle of a battle, in the background you just hear "Ghetto Boom," and just Shin Getter shows up. Why the fuck not at this point? Suddenly a bunch of Gundams come in. It'd be great. I'd watch it. SGD says, do you think there's a merit to be found in aspiring writers cutting their teeth by writing fan fiction? I would not recommend it.
So, it depends on where you go with it. Some people are really bad and write fanfic as basically wish fulfillment. And some people are really, really fucking good at it and write it as like a natural extension of, canon stories. And for some people, they start off writing fan fiction and then that project turns into another idea, which turns into another idea, which eventually just becomes its own totally fucking unique thing. And congrats, you've got something completely original. Like what I've been working on forever. It literally started out as fucking fan fiction. So, yes and no is my answer.
Servant throws in, Servant asks a question. He goes, for entertainment, is there a chance of doing some GTA Online with a Discord server on your main channel ever? Or are you too busy being successful? It will happen at some point. Some of y'all are too panicky. But, and I also know that Optimus and Mike from Graded play GTA Online as well. So it'd be nice to do a full-on fucking heist together. That would be pretty sweet. Hardboiled throws in $25. Jesus, thank you. He says, feeling generous tonight because of the big release on Thursday on HBO Max. So for $15, you just subscribe to HBO Max for a month and tend to watch Excalibur. Maybe review it in addition to the Snyder Cut. God bless, you're the best. I try to be. Thank you, buddy. And yeah, I will go ahead and get that subscription in tonight. I heard that HBO Max has a ton of good shit in it. So
they are adding a lot of good shit in there.
Let's see here. RPX wants to know if you will use the Shawn Michaels theme.
Which one?
That is a good question. The Rockers or Sexy Boy? And if it's Sexy Boy, is it the one that Shawn himself sang? Or is it the one where not Miss Elizabeth, what's her name? Sherry Martel sang. I know way too much about Shawn Michaels. For those who don't know, I am actually a big wrestling mark. So, I actually have a little training. I know how to take a bump. I know how to do several different maneuvers. So yeah.
Huh. Yeah. The answer, by the way, is probably not. I don't know that I would use any theme song, to be perfectly honest.
Servant
also, Swamp Thing is apparently not on HBO. Disappointing.
That's a bummer. I love that show. Samurai Bear threw in $2. Said, just found out something interesting about everyone's favorite Doggo Corone. Likes boxing, both watching and doing. A woman after my own heart. I've been getting back into it, which is why I bought, I'm trying to not knock over my Gundam mug here. And I knocked over my water bottle instead. But that's why I bought this goofy thing. So at the end of this is a ball. And basically, what you do is this. Rotating between both hands. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And basically it helps improve your hand speed and your hand-eye coordination. It improves your punch accuracy, basically.
Okay.
And the basic idea is that you start with a heavier ball, which is this one here, that is easy to knock around. And then once you can do 60 consecutive on it on a regular basis, which I got to pretty quickly, then you move on to the advanced. And then once you can do 60 consecutive on the advanced, then what you're supposed to start doing to work out is you start doing footwork drills while you're punching that thing. That's going to be hard. So, but I want to improve my punch accuracy. So,
okay.
I'm also
That's
trying to
one way
find
do
an
it, I guess.
inexpensive mount for a speed bag. So, because speed bags are fun. Just making yourself into a living paddleball. Basically, yeah. Alright. We still need to get to the chat. See, Chaos Sonic says, throws in a buck, says, yeah, HBO Max is winning because at least making a lot better shit than Disney Plus, plus forcing people to pay $30 extra for movies that just came out. HBO Max at least allows theaters to put it up. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what does the chat have questions for us? Because we've got 7 minutes. John Weitzel wants to know, if Pepe Le Pew never gets that cat, doesn't that show that sexual harassment doesn't work? If so, then he should have never been canceled. The rape culture does not exist. First and foremost, it's not a thing. The last culture that experienced any sort of rape culture was the Scots. Because of the British.
Yeah.
Prima nocta, anyone? Prima nocta does not exist in the United States or in the West in general. It is a crime to rape people. There are no places that actually encourage you to rape people. Ever. At any point. Rapists do not rape because of a cartoon. Rapists rape because they're crazy people that need to be killed. And the fact that the majority of Americans, as in like over 90%, actually think that the penalty for rape needs to be that much harsher. We live in an anti-rape culture. It's almost like we don't like it and we made it illegal. So the idea of acting like Pepe Le Pew is some sort of fucking rapist or something like that because he's an idiot that can't realize when he's not wanted. Not the same thing. Let's see here. Leonardo Juan wants to know, as a person who's reading Invincible and enjoying the hell out of it, I want to know, what is your favorite fight scene in the series?
I haven't read it, so I have no opinion.
Oh, God. Invincible versus Conquest. That fight, dude. Holy shit. That fight. So fucking good. But there's a lot of really good ones in Invincible. Like, a lot of them. Let's see here. Alistair Folgor wants to know. Good to see you, Alistair. Says Simon the Digger versus Kyle Rayner. Who is the winner, and why is it your favorite brand of alcohol? I don't know who Simon the Digger is, and I hate Kyle Rayner. So, yeah, Jack Daniels wins every time. Actually, Hal Jordan wins. Servant says, as a descendant of William Wallace, fuck off trying to say rape culture is still a thing today. Well, there you go. Crystal Hydra wants to know thoughts on the character Moon Knight, and how has Mark Spector and company been treated by the jackasses at Marvel? The last Moon Knight I read was Jeff Lemire took him on, and it was really good. But I don't remember much of it because I read it at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I haven't read any recent Moon Knight, so I wouldn't know what kind of Marvel fuckery is happening. Though I wouldn't be surprised because, you know, that's what Marvel's doing nowadays.
Oh, Simone from Gurren Lagann. That's what people are. Yeah, then alcohol definitely wins because I don't like Gurren Lagann. I just don't. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes of it. I'm like, yeah, this is stupid. I'm out. So yeah, definitely alcohol wins. Well, actually, what's really going to win, is going to be I'm gonna read a Hal Jordan comic, or I'm gonna end up watching Get a Robo Armageddon instead. Or Mazinger, you know, if I'm in for some super robots, or Gal Gaigar. Because the way forward is always courage. What else we got? Did we hear about the new TMNT beat-em-up game coming out?
Yes.
I have heard of it. I did not watch the trailer.
It looks like it looks like they're taking a lot of inspiration from Turtles in Time.
Oh.
So I am totally fucking down for that. Yeah.
Okay, that
like art style and everything.
That definitely piques my interest. Definitely piques my interest. Angry Green Boss says, have you heard of Dr. Seuss cartoons trending on Netflix? No, because I don't subscribe to Netflix anymore. You know, after the whole Cuties thing.
Mm-mm.
So.
I don't fucking know.
Let's see here. Melee Brawler asks a good question. He says, what kind of art style do you prefer for video games? Pixel art, realistic art, or some other art form? Depends on the story you're trying to tell.
Yeah.
Like, for Gears of War, you couldn't really do a photorealistic style for Gears. Needs to be kind of exaggerated, kind of Joe Madureira inspired. Kind of macho, big muscles sort of feel. Because that's that's what it's basically, you know, pulling from. Halo, though, on the other hand, like, the photorealistic style suits it a lot better, because it's kind of what they wanted to do in the first place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it just depends on the game, you know? You want the art style to reflect the type of story you want to tell. Which, oddly enough, I'll actually be talking about that in the next Inglewood Diary, because a lot of people have asked me why I wanted Brian and Armand to do the book, when it's supposed to be kind of a grittier crime story. And the short answer is, I want it to feel like we're like something from like McFarlane Animation. You know, not like I don't want the painted style of whatchamacallit, of like the guy who did Bendis's Daredevil run. I don't think that really suits the type of storytelling that I do. You know, I think with Brian's you can follow the action a lot better, and his expressions hard to match. You know, I think of all the artists that I've worked with, where Brian stands out among all of them is his ability to do facial expressions. He's really, 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 really good at it. All right. If you have a question if you didn't get a question answered today in the chat, because I got everything out of Discord, go ahead and hit up Brainbox. He will go ahead and grab those for the overflow, which we will try to do this week. Meanwhile, we owe cringe.
Yeah.
So let me have a look at
How much cringe? Just 2 or 3?
3.
Okay.
So let me pull up my Discord here. Also, I am going to try to do gaming stream. If Hatman can't join me for Metal Gear, I'll probably do the Xenosaga. Just to give it another shot.
Do I spy a dragon waifu in the fucking Animu channel?
Uh-oh. All right. So let me get this set up. Blurby, blurbity, blurbity, blurb. I just see... I've only been tagged in one to start, and that's, You've Been Had from Deimos.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull that up here.
Dragon mates are not waifu material. Says you, maybe.
No, I'm in complete agreement with that. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that we were tagged in. Just what Deimos posted.
All right, so who's the top donors then?
Well, he's one of them.
Top. All right. Well, who's the other 2?
It would be Servant and Hardboiled, I think. But I will go ahead and get this set up here. All right, tell me when you're ready, Hatman.
We just going with Deimos's?
Yes, until someone posts something else in there.
All right, well, I've got it pulled up.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
明日はね、ステーキ買ってきて食わしてやるから。今日はこれで我慢してくれよ。な、渡る。
父ちゃん、これはないよ。
そんなこと言わずに、これ食べなきゃ体壊しちゃうよ。
ね。
この犬は渡るくんではありません。今証拠を見せます。
何をする？渡る！
I don't know if you need to call John Wick or an exorcist.
Yes?
I do not know.
So the next one is Dan Kuroto Shin from Servant. And the thing about this is I know what this is from. This is from Kamen Rider X-Aid. So I've seen this.
Oh,
so this will be for Hatman. So
all right.
It's a longer clip. So tell me when you're just say I'm out. So.
Oh, I mean I've got it pulled up. So just
all right. 3,
tell me when.
2, 1, go. I'm muting the audio on my end, but. Here.
I thought I said goddamn Kuroto for a second there. What the fuck?
Yeah, why is Twitter popping up?
I have no idea.
Oh, this must be from the movie. Because it was Kamen Rider Build that like fucked him up.
I love how everyone in the background looks like they came out of like different animes.
That's the funny thing about X-Aid is it really feels like a shonen anime just done in live action. That's kind of why I found it as entertaining as I did.
Oops.
So much for that.
What the fuck?
Got him.
Yep.
Definitely an idiot.
Let me see her.
Okay, suspicious man with an afro. Uh-oh, he's giving the okay symbol. We have a white supremacist Japanese man here.
Well, I didn't understand what the fuck was going on there.
I did, and yeah, it's kind of a weird show. We'll just put it that way. Real quick, we got a donation that came in. It's from the Build / EXAid crossover. Okay, that one I have not seen yet. Throws in another buck, says the coconut head person is Kamen Rider Ghost, and the guy with the afro is a priest from Kamen Rider Ghost. Okay, yeah, and those I did not see. I know I still need to watch Kamen Rider Black. That is the one that Black Comet has been getting on me about, because apparently that's really, really good. So, all right, final one from Hardboiled is Mixed Evangelion and Iron Man.
Okay. Tell me when.
Do you have it pulled up?
Yeah.
Okay, let's give it a shot and hopefully we don't get struck. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ah, fuck. I had to
That
mute
was
it.
the Iron Man trailer.
I had to mute it because it's Back in Black by AC/DC will get struck for it. So that ends that. Okay. So that's the end of cringe this week. Damn it.
Damn, that's a disappointment because this is actually entertaining. It's the fucking trailer for Iron Man 1 mixed with Ava.
Well, there you go.
That's great.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, folks.
So Bubblegum Crisis 2040.
Alrighty, folks. We got to take off. It is that time for us to bring an end to the show. Real quick, I'll read this donation from Chaos Sonic. He says, both Kamen Rider Black and Kamen Rider Black RX. That's what I paid for, if I remember right. Same with Dino Thunder. So I'm very behind. Which goes without saying. Trust me when I tell you guys, when Inglewood finally hits and I'm done with the script for Project Lazarus, I will finally have time to catch up. I'm kind of taking my sweet ass time with them, because Lazarus has to be perfect. If it's not, I will be very, very not happy with myself. So, all right, folks, we're gonna go ahead and take off though. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back next Friday to continue to catalog the heat death of the universe. So until then, my name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin, once again reminding you, people of concrete are not to be respected.
Indeed. We'll see you guys next week. Dave's fault.